Today, we are embarking on a journey to one of the most dangerous and incredibly powerful places on our entire planet. It's an offshore oil platform, the very source from which that precious black gold emerges, the lifeblood that truly drives the entire global economy. Just take a moment to imagine this. The petrol in your car, the natural gas heating your home, the plastic in your mobile phone. Absolutely everything originates right here. But the journey of how this oil traveled from deep beneath the earth all the way to your hands is a process so intricate, so perilous, and so utterly astonishing that it will truly captivate your gaze. First, let's grasp what an offshore platform truly is. Crude oil isn't found only on land. A vast portion of the world's oil is hidden deep beneath the ocean, nestled within the rocks of the seabed. To reach it, engineers have built a mega structure known as an offshore oil platform or oil rig. These platforms come in three types. The first is a fixed platform directly anchored to the seabed. The second is a floating platform, which floats on the water but is held in place by anchors. The third, FPSO, which stands for Floating Production Storage and Offloading Vessel, operates like a massive floating factory. These structures can reach impressive heights ranging from 300 to 600 feet. That means they are even taller than the Qutub Minar. On a large platform, there are between 200 and 500 workers who operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For their convenience, they have access to hospitals, helipads, gyms, and dining halls, among other facilities. This is because they are unable to return home for months on end.
Building an offshore platform costs $5 to $10 billion. Now let's talk about drilling. This process begins with a special machine, which is called a rotary drill.
The drill bit for this is manufactured from diamond or tungsten carbide, enabling it to cut through even extremely hard rocks, like stone.
You will be down so tap me.
To rotate the drill bit, there's a massive machine positioned above, known as a derrick. This is the tall, prominent tower you often see depicted on offshore platforms. During drilling, a special liquid, referred to as drilling mud, is sent down into the well. It's not actual mud, but rather an engineered chemical mixture that effectively keeps the rock cool, lubricates the drill bit, and crucially controls the pressure. Drilling takes place at depths of 1,000 to 5,000 meters. First, you must pass through the ocean water, then the seabed's solid rock, and then penetrate three distinct geological layers. Only after all that do you finally reach the reservoir where the oil is located. However, there is a significant danger here, known as a blowout. This occurs when the immense pressure from beneath the earth becomes so overwhelming that both oil and gas erupt completely out of control. To prevent this, a BOP or blowout preventer is installed on the platform. It's a massive valve system that can, in an emergency, completely shut down the entire well. However, in 2010, this very BOP failed on the deep-water horizon, and that resulted in the world's largest oil spill ever recorded. To drill a single well, it typically takes anywhere from 60 to 100 days. On one platform, 20 to 40 wells can be drilled simultaneously at various angles. Now, let's discuss extraction. Often, the oil doesn't need to be pumped at all. This is because there's so much pressure deep underground that the oil rises to the surface completely on its own. This phenomenon is known as natural flow. But when the pressure is low, a submersible pump or gas injection is employed where gas is re-injected back down to increase the pressure. The liquid that comes to the surface is not solely crude oil. It is also mixed with water, natural gas, sand, and various chemicals. These things need to be separated. This crucial task is handled by the platform's most vital machine, the three-phase separator. This is a device resembling a horizontal drum, where gravity and pressure are utilized to separate three distinct components. At the very bottom, you'll find water, in the middle is crude oil, and at the top, gas. The gas is either burned off, which is seen as gas flaring, or it's transported to another location through a pipeline. The water is purified and then discharged into the sea, while the crude oil is directed to storage tanks. A medium-sized platform has the capacity to produce anywhere from 500 to 200,000 barrels of crude oil each day. This oil is then stored in an FPSO. Once the crude oil is extracted and separated, it remains in the FPSO until a tanker ship arrives for transport. This is a very large vessel, much like a ship, which is anchored close to the platform and essentially functions as a floating storage facility or warehouse. Its length is 250 to 330 meters. That's like 3 football fields put together. Storage capacity ranges from 1 million to 2.5 million barrels of crude oil. Inside, there is a temperature-controlled environment because in cold conditions, crude oil becomes dense and difficult to pump. Each tank has sensors installed that continuously monitor temperature, pressure, and oil levels 24 hours a day. And finally, the tanker ship comes. When the FPSO is filled, a massive black shadow becomes visible on the horizon. Slowly, the giant tanker ship approaches, known as VLCC, which stands for Very Large Crude Carrier. It is 330 meters long and 60 meters wide, a vessel the size of an entire small neighborhood. Between the tanker captain and the platform control room, continuous radio communication takes place. Speed, Direction, wind and current are all meticulously calculated because even a slight miscalculation could lead to a catastrophic explosion. Specialized marine pilots are brought in to guide it to the precise location. Following this, the mooring process commences. The tanker is then securely fastened to the FPSO using thick steel mooring lines. Each one of these robust ropes weighs a staggering 100 kilograms per meter. Then, a large flexible pipe, known as a cargo hose, is connected between the two vessels. It is through this pipe that oil is transferred from one ship to the other. This entire docking procedure typically takes about 4 to 6 hours. Following this, the actual loading operation commences. A signal is then transmitted from the main control room. A 5,000 horsepower pump is activated, which is capable of transferring 8 million liters of oil each hour from one vessel to another. The complete loading process typically requires between 24 and 48 hours. An exact record is meticulously kept for every single liter. Contracts for transactions worth billions of dollars are signed on paper. Then the mooring ropes are released and that massive tanker slowly sails towards the horizon. Carrying its cargo of heavy crude oil, it bears the world's essential needs. That tanker is now making its way to the refinery where it will be transformed into your petrol, diesel, plastics and medicines. So the next time you visit a petrol pump, take a moment to pause and reflect. Just imagine those countless workers who toil relentlessly day and night out in the vast ocean just to ensure your world keeps moving and functioning.